Hey guys, Peter here from the Hidden Online Living YouTube channel, and here in this video I'm going to share with you 5 simple ways of how you can get more traffic to your website. So make sure to keep watching the whole way through the video, and I will show you some of the processes and steps that you can implement when you're wanting to increase more outreach to your brand and to your blog website or whatever website that you have, so that you can gain more traction and build your brand over time. So if you are new to the channel and you're finding content like this here to be helpful, please be sure to leave a like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also feel free to share the video. Also, if you are looking for an honest and simple way to get started on your own online journey and you want to figure out the steps in which to do so, make sure to check out the link below in the description to find out more. So when you're looking to get up and running with gaining more traction on your website and you want to get more traffic to your blog posts and articles and so forth, a good way to do that is to actually create guest posts on other branded websites and blogs. And what I mean by guest posting, essentially what you're going to be doing is you're primarily going to be reaching out to people that own other websites and blogs, and you're going to be asking them if it's possible that you could set up a particular post on their website. A lot of website users and blogs actually do allow for guest posting, and a lot of big name brand websites actually do and currently are always looking for people to guest post on their website, because it's a good way for you to present yourself as a person, a good way to present your brand, but also it's a unique way for you to share your knowledge as well. So you're catering for different types of audiences. So as long as you can create a really highly engaging post and content based around a specific topic or area of interest, that not only to yourself but that you can provide answers and solutions to problems that people may have, you will be able to set up guest posts on those websites. As long as you reach out to people and you can connect with them, they will allow you over time. Not all websites will allow you to do this, but the majority of them actually will. So it's a really good way to actually do that. Another good point as well is when you do get the chance to set up a guest post, again, you do want to make it highly engaging and you want to structure it out in a way that's easy to follow along. But a good way for you to actually build up your authority will be to literally put your contact details or put up a link to, say, your website or your area or your brand as early on in the post as possible, because a lot of people, as they're scrolling through a blog post, a lot of people reading the post, their attention spans are very, very short. So a lot of people, unless they're really dedicated, won't actually read the whole way to the bottom of the post. So if you have your contact details or if you have your snippet of information at the very bottom, chances are a lot of people won't see it. So ideally what you want to do is you want to try and get your contact details in front of the viewers very early on in the post, within the first couple of paragraphs. That way then people can see exactly who the author's name is and what your area of expertise and interests are. So people are likely to actually want to know more about you if they actually like your content and what you've written on your guest post. So they're more liable to click on the link that you provide and go and check out your website or your YouTube channel or whatever it is that you are working on. So that's a really, really good way to actually get started. Again, it does require a little bit of time to get set up, and again, you have to connect with different people and again build trust, and you have to make sure that you're providing worthy information, worthwhile information. But as long as you go through the right avenues, again, there's loads of tutorials online that show you how to do all these procedures correctly. Once you do that, then you should be good to go. But it is a fantastic way for you to really drive a lot of traffic to your own website. So I highly recommend you check out guest posting as one of your avenues. Next up, another really good way to drive tons of traffic to your website, if you're already creating your own type of content and you're providing solutions to problems, a really, really good way to structure out your content would be to create list posts. List posts are a fantastic way to actually demonstrate to your users that you have a structured piece of content that people can actually follow in different stages or steps. So as you can see, just an example, this is just an example page like that I'm looking at on another website, but this here clearly shows you, like, it breaks it down exactly what you're going to be getting as you're reading through. Then it goes into the actual steps and it tells you exactly, like, step 1, and it gives you information based off the criteria of that section. Then it will move on to the second step. Again, it will relate to the first one, but it'll also continue on and add other pieces of information, and you'll find as you go through those posts, again, it will continue to keep building on the steps. So that way then you're providing information on different topics that are related to that main area, but you're also giving people the information that they need to help them with solving problems, because you're providing solutions and so forth. So if you can break down posts into, say, list posts, it is a fantastic way to increase engagement, because like I mentioned, going back to the previous step, people's attention spans are very, very short. So ideally, by breaking posts down into specific tasks or steps, it allows people to actually follow them in that order. So that way then, especially if, say, for a beginner comes in, is not really sure what to do, you can break it down into those steps so people can actually pinpoint which step they want to focus on the most, so that way then they can get the most information out of it, so that way then they can move forward with solving their issues and problems. So by structuring it in that way, it will actually help you to increase a lot of engagement on your site. So that is an excellent way. So as you're creating posts, you do want to allow for likes of list posts to be created on your website every so often, because again, it does help to increase engagement. So it is a fantastic way to do so. So I highly recommend that you get more involved for creating those type of posts in the future. So next up, actually, we have rewriting and updating older posts. If you have been working on your website or your blog for a while, and you do have like older blog posts, they're still relevant, but there might be information on it that's actually outdated, but you know rightly well you were gaining some sort of traction on that, say a few months previous or even a year or two previous, because blog posts, depending on the quality of content, if they're relevant and they do provide value to people's search queries and provide solutions to problems, blog posts can be very, very relevant for months and even years to come. But as long as you remain consistent with it and that you update it regularly, because certain things, the things change all the time on the internet, and as long as you can stay up with latest trends and you make sure that you update your content that can stay relevant to updated trends, as I mentioned, you have a higher chance of keeping that engagement on that post. And again, that post as well, once you've updated it, it will actually shoot it up the rankings and will allow you that to actually gain more traction. And not only that, you will get older viewers back to view it to see if it's been updated, but you will also draw in new viewers as well that may not have seen it before. So this is an excellent way to actually increase and reenact engagement on your website as well. So definitely keep on track of older posts, especially if they are related to topics that you know that do provide value and that there is changes constantly ongoing. As long as, like I said, you keep updating it and keep on top of everything, you should definitely be good to go. Another point actually to note as well, which would be the next point, is also on your blog posts, is also to add social sharing triggers. These sharing triggers actually allow you to, or allow viewers to share your particular content or sections of your information out onto social media. A lot of blogs will actually have this here. This here is a fantastic way for people, or for you, to increase and gain traction on your website, because if people find your article to be really good, and it does help solve a user query like I mentioned, people will actually share it. You can share it out to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You can even send it an email. Once you give yourself these type of avenues, you're increasing your leverage, you're increasing your outreach. And as you can see, a lot of websites will have them as well. Now, they may look different on different sites depending on the way the content is structured, but again, they pretty much do the same thing. So you want to be able to actually have social buttons active on your website. Again, if you're using the likes of WordPress, you can add these in using widgets, and you'll be able to display them on screen like you can see here. And this is another really good way to be able to have that engagement with your following, because for talk's sake, even if someone comes onto your website, or even if you're reading a blog post and you want to be able to relay it back to someone that actually could use that information, or even just for your own purposes, that say you want to be able to find it later on again, you can literally share that onto your Facebook wall. So that way then you know you have a direct link to it, so that you can go back onto your Facebook page if you can't remember the actual site address. By sharing it on your Facebook wall, or say tweeting it, or even on Pinterest, you know that you can go back onto your pages through your media accounts, and you have direct access to that page again should you need to actually revert back to that information again in the future. So having these buttons here are clearly a fantastic way, so I highly recommend that you add them onto your site as well. Again, you just want to give yourself as many opportunities as you possibly can to get your content out to the masses, so that as much people that are looking for that information can see it, so that you can help them. Last up on this list is actually to use like media channels, and even use your YouTube channel as an example. If you're creating certain content that's kind of related to specific guest posts, again, you could do a video based version. You could also run in sync both a YouTube channel and a blog website. A lot of people actually do this, where they will do like a written version of the content that they're creating, but they will also do a video based variation of that content to kind of break it down. So because people like to be able to consume content in different variations. Some people like to consume content in video, others like to read content. So by giving people that option, you're actually increasing your chances of being able to drive traffic to your blog, because a lot of people like to do both. They like to not only read or watch a video of a particular content type, they will also like to read a written variant of it in some shape or form. So if you've created a video based around, say, content that relates to something that you may have on a blog post on your website, what you can do is you can create that video and make it highly engaging, and again make it relatable to the content. But what you can also do is guide people to actually check out your blog. You can leave a link in the description to your blog and guide them throughout the video through call to actions to actually go and check out your blog post. If they want to see the written article, that you can get them to do so. So you can say, for instance, by the way, if you want to actually see the written article in this that goes in more in depth, in detail, that shows other ways of how to do what it is that you're looking for, make sure to check out the link in the description. So you can say that as well. And again, the chances are people will click on your link and they will be taken to your website, and they will actually be able to consume the content even further from there. So again, by using all these avenues, you're increasing your chances of actually getting more traffic and getting more engagement to your websites, your YouTube channels, but also you're increasing your brand awareness, and you're allowing people to get to know you better as a person. People can relate to you a lot more, and this here is a great way to actually help build up trust so that you can provide value and you can keep people coming back for a long time. So these are just some simple ways that shows you how to increase engagement on your website to just get your content out there and give yourself as many options as possible. So hopefully you found the content here in this video to be helpful, and if you have, please be sure to leave a like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also feel free to share the video. Also, if you are looking for an honest and simple way to get started on your own online journey and you want to figure out the steps in which to do so, make sure to check out the link below in the description to find out more. And again, I will see you all in the next one.